Hello and welcome. I'm Annette Reeder from thebiblicalnutritionist.com, and today I am so excited. We're going to talk about how to flake your own oatmeal. Yes, and we have a new machine to reveal to you today, and you may not realize why it is so important to just go ahead and make your own oatmeal. Yes, we're going to talk about that today. But before we get started, I just want to say thank you for letting me share with you God's recipe for excellent health. And that includes 3 ingredients that I get to share with you. One is how to be confident in the kitchen, confident with your health, and also being confident in understanding how much God loves you. So let's get started with today's video, but be sure and hit like and subscribe and the bell, because after you learn how to flake your own oats, you're going to want to watch the next videos about how to make your own Bircher muesli. It is going to be a delicious treat for you and your family. This is the new machine on the block, and this is called Flake Lovers Flaker. If you've ever wondered, well, how do you get oatmeal into such a nice flake piece so that you can make oats out of it and cookies and granola? Well, it starts with a flaker. Now, when we buy oats that are already pre-cut, like the rolled oats or the quick oats, even the steel cut oats, they've already been processed to a degree. Now, let me just go ahead and share with you up front the 3 reasons why you need to consider this and why I want to teach this to you today. Number 1 is the nutritional value. When you learn how to flake your own oats, which includes all of these other grains as well, the magnesium count, and I'm going to show you a graph of that, is like 5 to 8 times higher. Magnesium is what keeps your mental fitness there. It keeps you alert. It keeps you from getting too anxious or too depressed. It helps balance out your mental fitness for the day. It just helps with preventing kidney stones. It has the ability to work in 400 different reactions in your body to keep you happy. Magnesium alone is enough reason to consider, wait a minute, maybe I should start flaking my own oats. So the nutritional value is amazingly different. And so look at those graphs that I keep putting on the screen for you. The second ingredient, which there's many, but I'm only going to focus on 2, is the B vitamins. B as in be happy. You get an increased amount of B vitamins when you control your food, and that includes flaking your own oats. So the number 1 nutritional reason to do this is the nutritional value, the amount of increase you get when you flake your own oats. But don't let me leave that point until I add in enzymes. If you're in our inner circle, we talk and talk and talk about enzymes because they're so vital. Every food you take into your mouth, into your body, has to have an enzyme to break it down for you to be able to metabolize it and to utilize it. You may say, well, I'm eating protein, but I still have sagging skin and all these issues, because you may not have enough protease, which is an enzyme to break down protein. When you eat oats, you may say, Annette, I don't eat oats, they cause bloating. Yeah, because you don't have the lipase, which is the enzyme to break down the oats to get the fats to your cells so that you have beautiful skin, so that you have a smart brain. So when you flake your own oats and they haven't been heated and dried and heated again, which is what happens when you're buying the oats already flaked in the rolled oats or the quick oats in the grocery store, you're not getting the enzymes. You lose almost 80% of the enzyme lipase by buying the pre-flaked oats. So, okay, that in itself is enough reason, like, okay, maybe I should consider flaking my own oats. Exactly, that's what I thought as well. Reason number 2 is you're going to actually save money. Yes, this machine today, and the making of this video, is $210. You may say, Annette, that's quite an investment. Well, check my website, because there's a couple different reasons why I'm actually going to be the lowest website out there for you to make this purchase. Check the coupon codes that I put on my website, and also check your final checkout price, because you may be surprised. There's a few things that happen in our checkout that lowers your price versus other websites. Okay, so you're going to save money. When you buy the grain and store it in the buckets, so you want these nice gamma lids. I talk about this in our prepper videos. Be sure and check that out. I store the grain. I'm actually paying less for my flaked oats than I would if I'm buying it even from the cheap stores. The cheap stores, you're just getting a stomach filler. You're not getting any nutritional value. And so flaking it yourself, you're going to actually save money because we are saving on the process, and you're also going to save money in the health benefits and not be at the doctor's office. So enzymes are the key that unlocks your health. And so when you realize that and you get to flake your own oats, you realize, wait a minute, I don't need all those drugs anymore because my food is now being taken into my cells because it has the enzymes to work. Now, there are enzymes that you can buy, and I'll put some links to the ones that I personally use to make sure every bite I eat has enzymes to break it down, because our digestive systems have been totally messed with all of the processed foods that we have consumed for the last 10, 20, 30, 40. I'm not going to go beyond that. So the different years that we've been eating the wrong foods. And we've all done it. You know that. So number one, the nutritional value is so much greater. And look at those graphs. Number two, you get to save money. You may say, well, that's quite an investment to stock up on grains. But grains store, if you have them in a really good container, good bucket, a good gamma lid, you might even have them in a Mylar bag on the inside. You might have some oxygen absorbers in there. They'll store for years. And I do mean years, 5, 10, 15 years. You can store grain. So if you're concerned about our food economy today and the prices that are skyrocketing, even though the grains have gone up in price, and since I started milling back in 2010, actually I started milling back in 2004, it has more than doubled. It's still cheaper than the food in the store. So keep that in mind, stock up when you find it, and make sure you have plenty. So nutritional value is increased, you save money, and number three, this should just be enough. It's gonna taste amazingly fresh. Fresh food is just really good. An example of how fresh food just tastes so much better, in my cooking classes that I have in the Treasures of Healthy Living Bible Study, when I teach it live in a church or in a group, I will bring in 1 week grits. Yeah, we're talking about corn grits. I will give them the boxed grits, already prepared. I will give them the Bob's Red Mill grits, and then I will give them freshly cracked, freshly processed in my mock mill, freshly ground corn and made into grits. And then without labels, I will ask them to sample each one. Doesn't matter if they want to put butter, salt, cheese, whatever they want to put on it, doesn't matter. Which one do they like the best? It's always the freshly cracked, the freshly ground corn. They say, well, this just has real flavor to it. Then when you go back to that box mix that we've been eating for all these years, it's like, that just tastes like cardboard. I know you have to add salt and butter, and you have to like cover up the flavor of the grits. And you think, oh, these grits are so good. It's like, no, the cheese is good. The butter is good. That's the same thing that happens with your freshly flaked oats. You get a fresh flavor that you say, wow, I'm never going back to boxed oats again. Fresh is just so rich in flavor. Now, I forgot to mention this on the nutritional value. Oats are high in beta-glucans. Beta-glucans is what we've talked about in the cancer videos about how that is a nutrient they're using in other countries. They say, do you want to do chemo, do you want to do radiation, or do you want to do beta-glucans? That's how valuable beta-glucans are to help to overcome cancer, to help cancer cells to start responding to treatments. Even if you do chemo or radiation, if you are taking beta-glucans, it helps it be more responsive. Well, every one of us, if you're going to do chemo, you want that cell to respond to the chemo. And so taking beta-glucans as a supplement is going to help. Yet, God gave us beta-glucans in oats. And our digestive system says, oh, I so know what to do with this because I have the lipase to break it down in the oats. Therefore, I had the magnesium to help with the reaction. And therefore, the beta-glucans can go and build an incredible immune system for you. Yes, so do you get it? It's like, okay, fresh is best. Now, if you're doing cancer treatments, just realize oats is going to help, but it's not the therapeutic amount that you need. So I'm going to put a link down below to some beta-glucans that you can add to your regimen if you are dealing with cancer or just want to be preventative. I am totally in the preventative stage, and I want to stay always in preventative. Now, let's get to this Flake Lovers Flaker. It's quite a name. This is the new machine, the new guy on the block. I just received it. It is so fun. Now, I say it's fun, but I really haven't even tried it yet. I wanted to try it with you first. So it comes nicely packaged in the box, so it's going to be very well protected during shipment. And then you have a cord. And this, I have my mock mill out because it's made by the same company as the mock mill. And you've already learned to trust and love the mock mill. So now you know you're getting another machine in the same family. So I'm just going to plug that in. So what it is suggesting is that we mill 2 tablespoons of oats and then discard it. And that's always true of any machine that you get, whether you get the mock mill, you get any of the other mills that I offer on my site. I have used all of them. I love them all. Sometimes I just navigate to my favorite at the time. Right now it's kind of the mock mill for many different reasons. And if you aren't sure about that, then go watch my video how I compare the different mills. So we're going to go ahead and mill the 2 tablespoons of berries. We would plug it in and then we're going to turn it on first. Make sure our bowl is ready and then put our 2 tablespoons in the hopper. To give you a close-up, you can see the steel rollers that are down there. Let me go ahead and turn it on again and flake some more so you can watch them in action. And there we have our oats. Now to clean this out, we would just wipe this down with a dry cloth. We don't want any moisture going down into those steel rollers. Now, if you're like me, you want to know, okay, how much is it going to take of the oat berries to make what I need in a recipe? So we're going to go ahead and measure that out. Now, if you don't have room for your buckets to be near you in the kitchen, I use these smaller buckets to store my grains where I need them closer in the pantry. So we're going to measure out 1/2 cup of the oat berries, and we're going to go ahead. We always want to turn our machine on first. And then we're going to mill 1/2 cup of oat berries, and just to see how much flaked oats we're going to get for our recipes. Well, we have milled the 1/2 cup. So now to see how much that's going to give us as far as rolled oats for our recipes, let's just go ahead and measure that out. So 1/2 cup of berries is giving us, there's 1/2 cup. Make sure I measure this correctly. And there's 1 cup, so we've already doubled it. So it looks like we're going to have just over, depending on how you tamp it down, you're going to basically double. So if you do 1/2 cup of berries, you're going to have a generous 1 cup for in your recipes. So I always want to do that as well first because I want to know how do I work this into my recipes. So I hope that helps you as well. Now when you get your Flake Lovers Flaker, it's going to come with a user manual and it's going to tell you everything I just told you about, mill 2 tablespoons first and discard that. It also comes with a recipe card for Wolfgang's muesli recipe. And don't forget, be sure you subscribe to this channel because I'm going to share with you another recipe on how to use this freshly flaked oats into the Bircher muesli. Oh, that is going to be so delicious and you're going to love that. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel. And while you're at it, once you subscribe, share this with all of your friends because we have a world to reach and to teach about. Number 1, God loves you, but number 2, you can feed your family well and not be caught up in the chaos of the food shortage. And that just brings peace of mind. Now, here's another great benefit for this machine. You can flake other grains. Now, the list of grains is this. I already told you oats. You can do spelt, rye, einkorn, emmer, rice, millet, buckwheat, quinoa, and even seeds such as flaxseed, sunflower, sesame, and hemp seeds. All of those can be flaked. Now, when you are doing the grains like the spelt, the rye, the wheat, the einkorn, I didn't say wheat earlier, but wheat would be one. You can put that grain in a Ziploc bag, add 1 teaspoon of water, shake it up really well, let that sit overnight, and just let it absorb the moisture, and you'll get a better flaked rolled oat or rolled wheat later for the next day when you flake it. So yes, it can handle some moisture, which is why we mentioned those seeds as well. And remember, when we crack open the flaxseed, we actually get all of the lignans and the lignan oils to help with hormones. And there's a lot of people sending in emails about, Annette, help, I've got hormone issues. We need to get some flaxseed in your diet, and go ahead and use your flaker for that. So those are the grains that you can use. Now there are some seeds that you cannot use in this, and that's going to include your nuts, such as peanuts, cashews, coffee, legumes, pumpkin seeds, and almonds. Those do not go in here. And if you're like, Annette, I don't know how to remember your list, it's okay. It's all in your little booklet that they're going to send you. So not only is it packaged well, but it comes with great tools to help you get started. Now, these are just some of the grains that we've already mentioned. I mentioned the nutritional benefits. That in itself is going to save you doctor visits and medications. And I just hope to see in your comments below, what did you like about the flaker? So please go to our websites, designedhealthyliving.com, which is our nonprofit website. And please, if you can, go ahead and give a donation so that we can continue sharing God's love with people around the world. And our new pastors and missionary ministry is really starting to take off. Our new pastors coaching program is just being launched and taking off, and we get to help pastors and pastors' wives and missionaries around the world gain back their health, and we help them with coaching, consulting, and even products and supplements if they need it. So your donations make a difference. So be sure and check that out as well. Until next time, be sure and check out the Mock Mill, now by Wolfgang Mock. We have the Flaker. Be sure and check out the coupon codes down below. And yes, if these are in, once they sell out, they're going to go on back order, but get your order in. I know it's difficult to put an order in and pay for it and then have to wait. Well, it's still worth it because we need these machines in our kitchen so we can always feed our family well. Well, God's recipe for excellent health includes real food, and real food is oat berries, and they're perfect for you and your family. They're very satisfying. They're very rich with nutrition because I just talked about the beta-glucans and the magnesium and the B vitamins and the enzymes. That is such a powerhouse. So yes, you may have to put your order on back order, but go ahead and put it in the system because the barge is on the water. It is coming to town and you will get your machine, but you do need to be in the queue because now all Mock Mills are pre-sold with your name on it. And if you don't have one that's pre-bought, you're not going to get one. It's just kind of the time period we're in right now. It's strange, I know, but we have to learn to adapt to get what we need for our family. Okay, so look at the codes down below in the comments, and I look forward to reading your comments. What did you think about the fresh taste of the oats? Yes, okay, this is totally incredible. I can't wait for you to join me in trying this and reading your recipes too. Thanks for watching.